The reason why I write these books is to independent and free the organizations and the agencies put in their box and try and treat it like everybody else that's disabled. I need to make clear that and I need to go away from that and get my own care amongst be free from the I don't want to become more disabled. I don't want to live. I want to enjoy my last few years on this planet. Hi, please like and subscribe and help me get my life back. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. To all the people that like and subscribe, thank you very much. It's much appreciated all the help that you are giving me.
Chapter 9, Among the Stars. Chris was alive with energy as he ascended into the spacecraft. He was still trying to get used to the fact that this was his reality now. As the spacecraft was activated, the engine's roar took over every sound that could be heard in a 10-mile radius. The spacecraft trembled and shook, rising higher and higher with increasing speed. This was it. This was his destiny. He wondered what Sarah would think as she watched the spacecraft shoot into the air. He also remembered the hundreds of media personnel who captured that moment and spread it to the world for all to see. Everyone would see what an incredible feat he had achieved. Everyone would see how marvelous the human mind was, creating magnificent structures and systems to explore the world around them. As they moved further away from the ground, Chris looked through the small window and saw how everything was beginning to reduce in size. The houses looked like tiny boxes, and the people looked like minuscule blobs of clay dotting the earth. It was a weird sight to see. Soon they were enveloped on all sides by clouds, and then they burst out of the layer of clouds into a place full of nothingness, vast and dark. Chris's eyes widened and his breath lodged in his throat. He saw the rounded stretch of the earth spanning as far as his eyes could see. As the rocket progressed even further, the earth reduced in size, and he could see the ends of the earth. He saw the blue oceans and the massive patches of land that made up nations. His face was glued to the window, mesmerized by everything. The complexity of the universe made his heart beat faster than ever. He saw the stars closer than ever, even with a telescope. In the distance, the moon sat, ever so beautiful. They were surrounded by an intricate design called the cosmos, full of stars, planets, Milky Ways, and moons. His limited human mind could explore as much as it wanted, but it could still not grasp the majesty of the world outside Earth. Once the engine roaring stopped, followed by a calmness washing over him, he had to pull himself away from the windows. The astronauts acted, securing the spacecraft and confirming that all systems were fully functional and operational. He was a pivotal element in the research, and his importance could not be understated. They were going to take readings on how microgravity affected people with disabilities. This could in turn provide insight into creating better inclusivity in space travel. For a long time, the attention was on him while the experiment continued. In moments of downtime, Chris was thoroughly smitten with the scene outside. He visited the window frequently and took pictures and videos of his experience. He needed to keep this moment as a memory for his lifetime. He couldn't forget his reaction as he saw space for the first time. His eyes had almost bulged out of their sockets, and he could feel the nerves under his skin shoot around like small pins. The crew did live sessions with the receivers on the Earth, providing details on their journey's success. There was also a live audience eager to receive news on their research, most of them being Chris's followers. He also addressed them, detailing his progress and experience during his space stay. Anyone could perceive how excited he was to be there with the other astronauts. He promised that when he came back, he would update everyone on his blog. And lastly, he sent a short word of thanks to Sarah. Sarah, if you are watching this right now, I want you to know that I love you with all my heart, and you are the best thing to have happened to me. He didn't care that the other astronauts were there. His heart was full of emotion, and he just wanted to voice it out. The most exciting part of the travel was his spacewalk. Wearing a suit to accommodate his disability, he exited the spacecraft with other astronauts. They had a total overall with oxygen masks and specialized equipment attached to them for their safety. Chris floated in space, drinking in the world around him. It was mind-blowing, unbelievable. It was a terrible sight. The universe stretched as far as his eyes could see, and far beyond, farther than his mind could even conceive. They were just specks dotting rolls and rolls of the fabric that made up the universe. Suspended in space, in zero gravity, all his thoughts seemed to roll off his shoulder. He just let himself float as his worries disappeared, and a sense of freedom took over his being. From a boy watching stars on his balcony to a man floating in space in an astronaut's suit, he had come a long way. He had come a long way. And in all his honesty, despite everything he had sacrificed for this moment, it was worth it. It was worth it. The days passed as the research continued, nearing the end of their space exploration. Chris decided to record a video for the ones who would be waiting for him back on Earth. Floating in his cabin with the Earth as a backdrop from his window, he pressed record and began to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I have finally achieved my lifelong dream. I am an astronaut in a spacecraft outside of Earth. I have floated through space and I have seen the vastness of the universe. Against all the odds dealt to me, I am here today despite the limitations. I, Chris, am involved in a space exploration project. This is a message of hope and determination. Listen, everyone. Chris spoke as tears filled his eyes. Never give up on your dreams. Trust me, I know it might look impossible and hard at first, but I promise you it is worth it in the end. It is.